Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be pushing my RTX 3090 to the limit. And the 3090 is essentially the best graphics card money can buy right now. But as I've learned from Minecraft in the past, there's never really such thing as enough. Regardless of how much power you have, you can always bring that card to its knees in one way or another. My goal for this video is to get this thing slowed down all the way to 1 FPS. If it gets even lower than that, that'd be great, but you know, 1 FPS is a good goal. I'll start with the easier stuff to run, although easier is kind of in air quotes there, and as I go on with the video, I'll keep cranking it up. In addition, I'm going to be running this at 4K. Normally I record at 1440p, but I'm trying to make this as painful for my computer as possible, so that's what I'm going to do. So anyway, it's now time to make my computer suffer. Alright, so as I mentioned, I'm going to start things off with the easiest setup to run on this list, and this includes Sonic Ether's ray traced shaders and the vanilla PBR resource pack, which just allows the textures to kind of render in this 3D looking way. And as you can see, I'm sitting at a stable 60 FPS, which is pretty good. Except we're not looking for 60 FPS. I want the game to be unplayable, and sadly this won't give us that result, so we're going to go ahead and move on. Next, I've replaced a vanilla PBR with vanilla accurate, and they both look somewhat similar considering they're kind of going for a vanilla graphics style, but this one is far higher resolution and honestly looks pretty amazing. And as you can see, I've also dropped to about 45 FPS, which is definitely a step in the right direction. That's 15 lower than vanilla PBR was. But at the same time, like I said, I want the game to be unplayable. And 45 FPS, well, not great, is certainly still playable. So we're gonna go ahead and once again move on to the next pack. Alright, now this is where things start to get a little out of hand. As you can see, I'm running at 7 FPS, which is less than optimal, but that is because I'm running the Patrick's resource pack at 256 resolution, which, by the way, according to the creator, is pretty much impossible to run on most computers. In fact, when I tried to run this on my old computer, I had 1 FPS without a shader installed, and that's because my memory just completely maxed out and then the game eventually just crashed. And that was with 32 gigs of RAM in my computer, so it certainly wasn't a small amount. Right now, in my current game, Minecraft is using 28 gigs of RAM, so you can tell that the game's working pretty hard. But don't worry if you want to give this resource pack a try, because there are lower resolution versions of it, which are certainly going to be easier to run than this one, and they honestly look just as good. But anyway, now it's time to move on to the last and probably most difficult setup of all to run. And finally, for this last setup, we're going to be using the Stratum resource pack at 2048 resolution and the Continuum ray traced shader. And as you can see, some of these blocks are so detailed, it's kind of scary. I mean, if I zoom in into this obsidian, that looks like I took a picture in real life. That just looks like a rock that I found outside somewhere. A polished rock, but you know, it looks like one. I mean, just take a look at the netherrack. I'll zoom in on it, and honestly, tell me this doesn't look like a picture out of Google Earth or something. If someone told me this was a satellite image, I would believe them. And this pack has similar levels of performance to the Patrick's resource pack that we showed before, but that is until we decide to approach a tree. Right as I get close enough for my face to essentially be touching the tree, you'll see my FPS drop to about 5, which obviously is the lowest we've seen in this video, but we can still get it to 1. What we're going to do is open up the Optifine settings, although I'm going to do it very slowly because it's kind of hard at 5 FPS, and we're going to turn up the render quality as high as we can without the game just crashing. And well, my recording stopped just due to the sheer amount of lag, but as you can see, we're sitting at, well, it says 2 FPS, but honestly, just looking at it, you can tell we're at 1 FPS. This is pretty much more like seconds per frame at this point. So even though we had to cheat just a little bit in order to make it happen, we managed to get the 3090 to 1 FPS. Alright, and that's the end of this video. Finally, my graphics card can get a rest. For now. And anyway, let me know what you thought in the comments below, and if you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe, and until next time, thanks for watching.